Hi, everyone. My name is Dave Aaron, founder and CEO of the Boston Data Company. And welcome to Data Dives, a new series that will cover a variety of helpful concepts to all of those data practitioners out there. We're going to kick things off today covering a topic called reverse ETL, which is how you can use your organization's own data and push that into your marketing platforms in order to better engage with your customers. We'll be using a tool called Hightouch in today's example to send data from Snowflake, where our analytics data is housed, to HubSpot, which we use to send emails to our customers. Our use case is for a fake clothing company called StyleCo, which wants to introduce a new line of clothing to its customers, but personalize it based on each customer's style preferences. Within Snowflake, StyleCo's data science team has created a table with every customer and the style that that customer is most likely to purchase. This table is table customer style and has one row for every customer. For example, customer number 1, Abigail Turner, has a style of trendy. If we zoom in on the style, we can see that there are 4 different options. There's classic, athletic, trendy, and casual, each of them having a distribution of the customers. And our goal is to bring this style for each customer into that customer's record within HubSpot. The next step is within HubSpot, we need to create a property for the style of each customer that will contain the data that we're going to bring in from Hightouch. In order to do that within HubSpot, we can go within the Contacts tab, click Actions, Edit Properties, and create a new property. We'll call this property style, and we'll create it as a dropdown because we have 4 different options. We'll define those options to make sure that they're the same as the values we saw in Snowflake. We had classic, casual, athletic, and trendy. And we now have that property created. Now that we're all set here, we can go into Hightouch and start to set up our connections. So let's talk about the different components within Hightouch. You have sources, which is where your business data is stored. In our example, this is Snowflake. Then you have destinations, which is the application that's going to be receiving data from the source. In our case, the destination is HubSpot. You have models, which sit on top of your source and defines what data you want to pull from that source. And then you have a sink which ties it together, configuring what you want to pull from the model and how it should match and insert into your destination. Now that we've covered the main concepts in Hightouch, let's take a look at it in action. We're in Hightouch here, and this is the Sources tab, where you define the sources where Hightouch is going to pull your data from. We've already set up Snowflake as a source in our example. This is the Destinations tab, which is where you set up your destinations. And we have already set up our connection to HubSpot. And here we have models. As a quick reminder, models are where you define what data you want to move from your source. We'll add a model, selecting Snowflake as the source. And there are a few different ways that we can define our model. We can write a SQL query, we can choose an entire table, or we can leverage existing data models within dbt, Looker, or Sigma. In our example, we want to select every record from that table customer style, so we're going to choose the table selector option. Select our table, and let's get a preview of the results. And similar to what we observed in Snowflake, we have the same list of customers with customer ID number 1, Abigail Turner, also showing as trendy. So this is a good confirmation that we're looking at the right data. We'll call this model customers and styles. Define the primary key, which is going to be a customer ID. And we have our model built. The next thing we need to do is define a sink. which is going to organize the data sent from that model we just created into our destination of HubSpot. So let's create a new sink, select the model that we just built, and select our destination. The next thing we have to do is set a few parameters. We have to tell Hightouch how we want to send this data into HubSpot. And in our example, we want to update the contact object within HubSpot. So we're going to choose the object. We're going to select contacts. And we're going to change the update method to update. Because we only want to add a data point to existing contacts and not create any new ones, selecting update will ensure that no new records get created if they don't already exist within HubSpot. If you wanted the option to create a new contact in case one didn't already exist with that customer's email address, you could change this to an upsert. Now we need to tell HubSpot how we want to match the records in our model with the contacts within HubSpot. And the recommended way to do this within HubSpot is by using the email address of the customer. So we're going to select the customer email from our model, and we're going to select the email within HubSpot. And then finally, we have to select what properties we want to update within HubSpot. In our case, we only want to update a single property, which is the style. So we'll select the customer style from our model. And we'll select the style property that we created within HubSpot in order to update it. Finally, we're going to define how often we want this sync to HubSpot to happen. In our example, we're going to have this update once a day. So we'll choose an interval and define it as every day. And now we have our sync created. And now that our sync is created, Hightouch is going to run that sync. And we can see that our sync first ran in just a few seconds and successfully moved over 100 rows, which is the amount of customers that we have in our customer styles model. Okay, so now let's go back into HubSpot and see if that sync was successful and the style property is populated. And let's go to Abigail, for example. And if we pull up her properties, we can see that her style is set as trendy successfully. And this matches, again, what was in Snowflake. So this is a great sign. And now for the fun part. Now that we've successfully moved our style data into HubSpot, we're going to create lists of customers that match the different styles in order to send them the right content. So in this list section, which you can find within contacts and lists, we're going to create a list of all of our customers that have the athletic style. So what we'll do is we'll use that same style property and only choose our athletic and save it. And we can see that this list of athletic style customers has 23 contacts in it. So a good thing to do would be to check that against our Snowflake data. And sure enough, there are 23 customers that have the athletic style. And finally, let's connect that list of customers with the right email that we want to send. In this case, we have an email specifically for new athletic items. And we're going to select that list that we just created. And we can send this email to just those 23 customers. All right, so let's quickly recap what we covered today. We moved data from our analytics environment, which was Snowflake, into a customer-facing platform, HubSpot, and we were able to use that data to customize an audience for our specific email send, just using a few steps. Thank you for watching and look forward to seeing you next time.